Tuesday, December 1st. There is the closing bell, guys, with the S&Ps closing up nearly 40 points on the day. Just about every sector across the board contributed. Starting the month off with a nice pop, let's dive right in, break this market down, and then see the top 3 stocks on the day. We'll start with the S&P 500, guys, and the first thing I'm noticing in the cash session, we're closing just a smudge higher than when we opened in the real trading hours. We had Fed Powell chairman speak with our Treasury Secretary Mnuchin, and both are split on economic risk to our country. Things were looking good until Power Hour. As you can see, we got a nice sizable pullback, guys. What does that mean? Well, that means the move happened over in the night session, and we can just take a look. We open up at 6, and we just cruised higher about 30 points, and we just fluctuated the European Open, and we're just kind of finishing right where we started the day in the real trading session. Let's take things a little bit closer and take a look at the SPX and see where we stand on the week. We came into this week with a 70-point expected move. That's 70 up or 70 down. We got that number from the option chains from Friday in the SPX. Now, 3708 is the upper edge and 3567 is the lower edge. Now, where are we on the week? Well, we zoom in a bit and we are up about 23 points on the week. So we still have some movement that can be made. Let's take it a little bit further and take a look at the NASDAQ. We can see the NASDAQ put in a new all-time high today. It was our leading index on the day, up about 1.45%. And when we compare it to our big 5, now this is a market cap weighted index consisting of Google, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, and Facebook. These guys are huge. They're valued over $8 trillion. And what did they do today? Up close to 2%, guys. It beat the NASDAQ by almost 0.5%, and it also helped lift the S&Ps up a lot. Even though they didn't need much lifting, they give us a nice boost. Let's cruise on over and take a look at the small caps and what are they doing today? Well, after being down yesterday a sizable amount, we're seeing that they're up today about 0.8%. However, I see that wick. We zoom in a little bit and we see it was a bit wild today in the Russell. Some sharp drops 3 times today. And the small caps are closing lower than where we opened the day, meaning the move happened in the night session. You can just see that right there. Let's take it a little bit further and see what's inside these small caps and what helps move them. Well, we see the financials. The financials gapped up today and they faded. However, they didn't really give it up. They stayed up on the day, up 1.6%. We take a look at the XLE, the energy sector, up about 0.5%. However, energy gapped but faded as the day went on. It got weaker as we progressed through the day, guys. We see equities are raging across the board. How is our advanced decline line looking? Well, we can see the AD line in the S&P 100 has 77 up and 24 down, guys. Now, when we look at other sectors, we can see the communication services sector led the way with financials right behind it and technology right there. And our only down sector on the day were the industrials, guys. But energy was just right there, but it was up. So 10 out of the 11 sectors were up on the day. And the AD line was it's not what you want to see with equities up as much as they are. With equities up as much as they are today, what's the bond market doing? We can see in the 30-year Treasury, the ZB futures, guys, the bonds are down over 1% today. This is a large dump, as you can just see by the candle side. A huge drop in the bonds, guys. We take it a closer look and we can just see the bonds got whacked all day long. I'm trying to find a bottom, got a tiny bit of a bounce, but bonds, we're going to have to keep an eye on these going forward. How low can these bonds go? Let's see what the volatility traders are up to. And we take a look at the VIX futures, guys, and the VIX futures are up today, 1.45%. We're seeing some more volume coming into this index, guys. And we can see it's trying to put in that round bottom here that I've been pointing out in the VIX, guys. I'm thinking we're going to see something similar to that. Let's see if we see it maybe into mid-December on that monthly expiration. But we will see what happens. However, when we look at the VVIX, the VVIX was up almost 3% on the day at 109. We're knocking on that door to that 110 line. We don't really like to spend much time below that line. However, on the bigger picture, volatility is still elevated. Looking back down to 2012, you can just see this level right here is pretty high. This thing comes down into the 80s and 90s. We're elevated in the VIX. So volatility hasn't gone away just yet. Let's cruise on over and take a look at the dollar index and what's the dollar up to today, guys. And we take a look at the dollar index, and the dollar index is taking a leg down, guys, down 0.7%, guys. You can see 91.15. That's a sizable move down. However, when we look at it on the bigger picture, we put this on a weeklies, guys, you can see we're at levels that we haven't been since April 23rd of 2018. Now, we could go a little bit more, but look at this support right here, guys. This is a lot of support, and I don't think it's going to go right through it. It's going to put up a fight. But with the dollar down today, how did the gold and silver fare? And we look at gold, guys, and gold popped today, up 2% on the day at $18.18 an ounce. Gold was getting a little concerning here to a point that it could be breaking down. However, there's some decent support right there, and we're kind of back in that range. We'll see if it can continue, but it's going to come down to what the dollar is going to do. Now, when we take a look at silver, on the other hand, silver was up 6.74% on the day. And I was pointing it out, silver didn't want to fold its hand. You can see it didn't want to pivot up as much as gold. When you look at it on the flip side, gold gave that up way more. So silver, the speculators were in it, and it got a nice pop today. Last but not least, guys, we look at Bitcoin, guys, and Bitcoin put in another all-time high today. However, volume is picking up. The wheels could be coming off this wagon soon. Not that that's a bad thing. It's going to be great opportunities to buy, but just look at this volatility in Bitcoin finally calming down, but Bitcoin trades throughout the night. We'll see what it does when it opens back up tomorrow, but Bitcoin is down about 2.5% on the day. There you have it, guys, for the stock market breakdown. There's not much going on tomorrow. There's not a really big news drops from what I looked at. So we're going to have to keep our eyes on what the bonds do and what's the VVIX doing. And of course, how is our big tech doing with the Apple, Google, Microsoft, Amazon, Facebook? Those guys can set the tone on any given day, guys. But without further ado, let's get right into it and take a look at the top 3 stocks on the day. So we go over to the scan tab, guys. We hit the scan button, and what do we got? Coming in at number 3, top stock on the day is Kohl's Corporation. Kohl's is up 13.4% on the day with a market cap of $5.8 billion. On a year-to-date, Kohl's is down over 25%. You can see it was $50 when the year started. Kohl's is a department store, and they sell apparel to home accessories. Now, why is Kohl's up today? Well, you can see a nice volume coming in, and Kohl's is doing a strategic partnership with Sephora, a beauty retailer. The market loved that, and it's eating it up. We take a look at it on an expected move, guys, and you can just see Kohl's have been pretty wild. Right here, we broke the upper edge there. Another week breaking the upper edge. Another week breaking the upper edge, and the 4th week in the row hitting the upper edge, guys. This stock has been on fire the last month, and they got some nice news. What makes the most sense? Well, this stock could keep on running. It's down a lot on a year-to-date basis. However, look for that 35.46 level, the upper edge, to play some role of support. If we crack that, we could come down to the midline, 33.5. But this is a hot stock, and it's got something going for it, and it's down a sizable amount. So as long as the market can stay intact, this could be a runner, guys, even though it's ran a lot. Coming in at number 2, stock on the day goes to Pacific Bioscience, guys. Pacific Bioscience of California is up 13.5% on the day, and this is a biotech company that focuses on design, development, and commercializations for biological research, guys. So I couldn't find what the news was on this today. If you look at the news tab, there wasn't anything on this stock. So I don't know why it was up today. Maybe some insider got into this thing. However, when we look at this on a year to date, it's up almost 250% on the year. We take a look at it on an expected move, and it's been pretty efficient for the most part. We zoom in a bit. We broke that upper edge. So, I mean, in this stock, it's ran a lot. What makes the most sense here? To come back down to this upper edge at 16.59. So look tomorrow for this stock to possibly pull back. I just don't know why it's up today. But there is some sizable volume coming into it. We'll see how it plays out. Coming in at the number 1 stock on the day goes to BlackBerry Limited. You know, the phone that everyone used to love back in the day that had the nice keypad. BlackBerry is up almost 20% on the day, and you can just see that huge volume coming in on this thing. On a year to date, This stock is up 7%. However, that's largely due to today. It got actually positive on the year from today's performance. BlackBerry has a market cap of about $4 billion, and it's a technology software stock. Now, what's BlackBerry doing for this huge volume spike to come in? Well, BlackBerry is partnering with Amazon. They're helping them out with some software for Amazon vehicle data or something like that, I read. However, when we take a look at this thing on the monthly, guys, BlackBerry has been beat up. Maybe Amazon could give it some life and this thing could get going. But a lot of speculators coming into it today, guys. We look at it on an expected move and we can just see we breached the upper edge, broke the upper edge, breached the upper edge, and we got a huge pop. It's coming back down. Look for 650 to play some role of support. We could come back down here and then just rip back higher. So we'll see what it does tomorrow, but a lot of players got into this stock, guys. This volume candle has 327 million shares were exchanged today. But there you have it, guys, for the stock market breakdown as well as the top stocks on the day. Did you watch any of these stocks today? If so, where do you see them going? And if you watch this far, guys, I really appreciate it if you hit the thumbs up button. It shows me that you guys care what I'm putting out, and it makes me feel good. If you're new to the channel, guys, I do these daily. Show some love. Hit the subscribe button, guys. I'm working out this top stock section, so it's not the best yet, but I'll iron the kinks out, and we'll get there. But on that note, guys, if you have anything to recommend to improve my channel, I'd love to hear from you guys. But on that note, I will see you tomorrow. Have a good night. Take care. Peace.